Hello, everyone. I'm Kirk Stephen, and welcome to Subnautica. Okay. Where we last left off, we had just found all the components to make the Sea Glide, which is now going to open up things for us. We've got our first radio message, which will lead us to other life pods, and that will also give us information about storyline. Sometimes you'll get recipes and what have you, so it will help us in that aspect. Let's drop off some of this stuff here, and that's full already. Is there anything in there we could take? We probably ought to take the water. That might be important. Okay. And then one of the other things we need to address is in the tools, and we need to make one of these. So computer chip and wiring kit are an item that we're going to need. So computer chip, I believe, let's find out. Let's look. This is how you find your recipes. So the computer chip's under electronics, and so we need gold, copper wire, and coral table. So copper wire is a couple of pieces of copper, so we need to find some copper, and we'll need to get some of the coral tables, which we'll grab. But let's take a gander at what our first message is here.
Receiving pre-recorded distress call laying back.
This is LifePod 3, uploading our coordinates. We're plugging some holes in our emergency sea glide, so if we're late for the rendezvous, don't panic. Also, don't go home without us. Seriously. 3 out.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Okay. Right. It'd be nighttime. Look how quickly the moon tracks. I'm surprised it's obviously not a very realistic game in aspects that if you had a moon that big, especially a second moon, maybe that's the counteraction, but you would think that this place would have some serious tidal changes here. So again, there's the Aurora, there's an island back that way, an island back that way, and you know what? It's hard to tell if it's going to be daylight soon. The moon will set and the sun will come up. In fact, there's the sun right now. So let's go ahead and head to LifePod 3. Okay, let's turn off the map. That can be helpful at times, but where we're going and what we're doing, we don't need it. Oh, hush. You're as bad as my Yorkie. You're all bark and no size. A lot of noise. I hear you. Okay, so LifePod 3. I'm going to take a peek in here and see how much faster we got here. That the Sea Glide is amazing. Okay.
Integrating new PDA data.
Okay. If you catch that right away, which I didn't.
You really think it'll carry 2 of us?
Your regular Sea Glide tows a mass of 80 kilograms at over 30 kilometers an hour. The power accelerator this one should double that.
You think there's something out there that's faster?
Acquired.
I'm sure. And that's assuming it doesn't overload 3 meters from the life pod.
You're calm about this?
I'm seeing the engineering problem. If I stop seeing the maths, I'll be terrified.
And obviously they met with a very tragic fate because As you can see, their life pod sank, and I don't know which one of these creatures got a hold of them, but they did get a hold of them. Another sea glide fragment. That's why this one is very important, because you'll get that sea fragment, and then you'll find a few ores. So we could have just swam over here to get this, but here we are. Now, for me in this playthrough, LifePod 3 is going to play a very important navigation tool. So the way we can use it to navigate is if you go here, you can turn off points of interest. So like right now, because we've looked at LifePod 3, it's off, but we can turn it back on. So if you want to use this as a navigation point, you can turn it back on. So we're going to put it to yellow. We're going to turn it back on. So now, see, you can see it in your HUD. Once we get the sea moth and we get the ability to go a little deeper, this beacon or life pod as a navigational tool will make more sense. And I don't want to go too far. I don't want to give away too much. Rather just kind of play it through. But this one will be very important. We will definitely want that. Ooh, that was a nasty one. He had green spots. Go ahead and grab some more of the stuff that's in here because we need copper. There's a copper. Another copper. Great. Hey now, don't just let it fall to the floor. And we will need these too for what we're going to be doing. Hey. Get over here. We need you too. You need to be part of the party. Okay. We got lunch, something to drink, and where is our life pod? We overshot our life pod. Oh, here's some more. Let's take this. Okay, so this is the other thing we need to get, and this is table coral. We gotta cut these. And we'll grab a couple of those. And that will help us make... Okay, so no more radio signals. And... copper wire. And we need gold, which I do believe we have a couple of pieces in here. So take one of our gold and make us a computer chip.
New blueprint acquired.
Okay. That now opens up a deal to make advanced wiring kits. That will be necessary later on. Now we can do this too. This is actually kind of nice to have the compass. So you can kind of know what directions you're going. Building the beacons and using the life pods as navigational tools are also very helpful. So we'll get to building this when we get some more silver. This will be a lot easier to build once we get the sea moth and in concert with the sea glide. Silver is in those sandstone deals. They tend to be a little deeper waters. The sea moth allows you a place to get oxygen.
Local radiation readings suggest the Aurora's drive core has reached critical state. Quantum detonation will occur within 2 hours.
Okay. So we want to stay away from the Aurora for the next 2 hours. Okay, so we want to see what else we need for this. We need a wiring kit. We need silver. Do we have enough silver? We have 1 silver. Now we have 2. I thought we picked up 1. So now let's build the wiring kit. And back to the tools. Okay, so now we can build what's called a habitat builder. This is kind of a portable version of what's in this thing.
The tool is designed to construct habitats capable of withstanding extreme environmental conditions.
Okay, so we're going to take this titanium and we're going to take that. Don't think we need anything else at the moment, but we are going to go ahead. You know what? Let's take that. It's always good. I always kind of grab that whenever I'm here because they recharge. As you can see, there's recharging. So I try to remember to grab that so you can get another one built. All right, so let's go ahead and eat here. So eat that, drink, and now. Let's see where we are. Two places that I like to build my habitats here in the shallows. There are two places that have thermal vents. These thermal vents can give you very good amounts of power. And so once we find these thermal vents, we'll make a decision on which one we want to do. There's going to be one, and again, this is why it's important to find another Sea Glide, yeah. Why it's important to find Life Pod 3, because there is actually a thermal vent very close to Life Pod 3. There's also one over in this area. We just need to hunt it down. This is why the beacons can be very important. And it looks like we got another radio transmission, which might be worth going back to go check. But if we kind of find our bearings here, if we get kind of behind the Aurora, it will get into deeper waters here, and then that vent isn't far from...
Local scans show a nearby cave entrance, depth 90 meters, leading to an unknown environmental biome.
Okay. And we won't be able to stay down here very long, and this will definitely be something for the sea moth, but this is where things can get a little funky. And as you can see, we are at 130 meters, and that goes further down. And the game kind of keeps forcing you to go deeper. So when we get the sea moth, we may go venture down there. But that's also an important marker. Because our vent, I do believe, is going to be right up here. Just on the other side of where this wreckage is. I want to say it's got to be really close to this. Right there. Okay, so this is one very good possibility for placing our base. One of the reasons is that it's fairly close to the surface, so the solar works really well up here. And the other aspect is it's close to deep enough water that if we want to have some deep water vessels, we can place a habitat module here that we'll discuss later when we get to that point, but becomes really important to have against a ledge because it's hard to place and then maneuver stuff into and out of it. And then if we built this relatively close to this, we can actually utilize thermal energy to power this. So I believe we're going to go ahead and do that. Now there's another one Over by Life Pod 3, it's turned off again. We'll have to turn it back on. But Life Pod 3 also has the same kind of vent. But the water is a lot shallower over there. So let's get some oxygen here. In fact, let's go back in here and let's turn that back on. So now you can kind of see. We're 573 meters away from the life pod and almost a kilometer away from the other marker. Let's just grab you while you're here, because if it's titanium, we need you. So let's see about a suitable place. I think we'll start our habitat module right here. So let's go to our inventory and assign this a space. You know what? Let's just put it where the flashlight is right now, because we don't need the flashlight. And we're just going to start simple. I don't want this completely off the edge. I want a little bit to build the next module that we don't have the recipe for, or we don't have the engineering for it. There's a device that's going to allow us to park the sea moth in called a moon pool. I didn't want to get too far ahead, but and we'll attach it to that, and it will hang over this cliff, and then we'll be able to go underneath and park said sea moth a whole lot easier. So when you put them up on the shallow water, and even if you raise them up, they can be really difficult to navigate the sea moth in and out of. So I tend to put them on these little cliff faces. This particular side of the map where we're at behind the Aurora has a lot of wreckage in that direction towards that island. The other way is where Life Pod 3 is. We go that way, and it's easy enough to navigate the sea moth around that way. The other thing too is that deep water thing I showed you. That also is a plethora of goodies over there. So now we need to put a hatch so we can get in this monster right now. And if we go in it right now, I'll walk in here and show you.
Emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
So without power, you can get out of the water, but you still can't breathe in here. So you've got to have something to power it. So that's where we're going to put this little solar panel on here, which fortunately we put this on here a little late, so we're not going to get much power. But now you can hear it. Everything turns on.
Power
Here we go.
restored, Captain. All primary systems online.
Yeah. Well, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. Can we not connect those? Well, apparently I can't. So maybe we want to disconstruct the hatch. And we will build... Tell you what, well, let's just build a quad. This will give us lots of options here. We'll be able to build in all kinds of different directions. And then I'm going to add one more little tube here for right now. And then we'll add back our... Oh. I don't have enough titanium to build the hatch again. Get some breath there. So, okay, let's deconstruct this. We don't need that right this second. Do I not have enough? Can I not put that there? What am I missing here? I don't understand. What am I missing? I obviously don't have enough stuff to do it. That's really what it comes down to. 2 titanium, 1 quartz. We've got enough stuff. Why isn't that working? What did I do wrong? Apparently it's too close to the ground. Alright, so we'll just put it over here. That's fine. This will work. Okay. So now we have a little bit of a place to work with. We can actually start building storage containers in here, which is really nice. You can build lockers. We can actually move into this space and out of the emergency habitat, which is really what we're trying to get to at this point. So let's drink some water here. And let's go and go back to the life pod. Oh, I'm going too fast. Let's go back over here, and if we can pick up some water and lunch along the way, we will. You have water bottle written all over you. So do you. So as you can see, the Sea Glide really starts to open up things for you. You can obviously catch lunch much easier. It helps with the water bottle issue, which I'm going to go ahead and stock up a little bit on water. Now we're a little bit away from the life pod, and that's fine. Once we get that base powered with the thermal, we will probably not even come over here much at all, because we will move the radio over there, we will move this over there, and we won't even really need this at that point. The only time that I would use it, as I got the base steel, is if I came by here, I would grab the little health things, because it will keep generating those. Boomerang fish. It's what's for dinner. Okay. So we don't need any more of those. Let's drink up, and let's see.
Land pre-recorded distress call.
This is Ozzy from the cafeteria. What the hell, guys? They didn't warn us this might happen. Our pod was almost crushed by the Seamoth Bay on the way down. Now we're hanging on the edge of a cave system, and this grim-looking snake thing's trying to eat through the hull. Come get us already.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Okay. Is this done already? We'll take you. Or we'll store you. Whatever. Okay. Okay, so that is Life Pod 3. Life Pod 17.
Emergency. A quantum detonation has occurred in the Aurora's drive core. The reactor will reach a supercritical state in T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
This is worth watching. Ready for the shockwave. Oh, the air shockwave is nothing. When you're underwater,
The radiation suit has been new blueprint acquired.
That's funny. If you're underwater, there's like a really wicked shockwave. Okay, so now the area around the Aurora is irradiated. And in order to go anywhere near it, we have to have a radiation suit. So we need this to build. We have the lead. Do we have the fiber mesh made, or do we need to go get some? There's one. Is that enough? It is not enough. We need one more. Okay. Let's go and get some creep vine. Let's go ahead and make that radiation suit. That way we're not caught off guard. As you may accidentally get near that ship. I think we need 2. You know what? Here. We got room in the inventory. Let's go ahead and make bunches. Copper. You know what? Let's make another battery. Because I do believe we used our one battery to make the habitat module. And Sea Glide's at 62%. So if we go anywhere far and we burn through our battery, we got a long swim home. Let's make some more of this. Let's just keep making that. We're going to need that later. Alright, now can we build the radiation suit? Good. Alright. Okay, so now we have the radiation suit on. The only thing we're not wearing is the radiation helmet. Now, it does not have the rebreather in it that this device has. So, I will keep it with me for emergencies. It eats up a lot of space in the inventory, unfortunately. But we still want to be able to dive deep. In fact, where we're going, we may be one or the other. But having them both, we can swap them out. So let's go ahead and go back now that that has happened. And let's go find 17. And let's head over there and see what's going on there. We won't get too deep just yet because we'll need a recharge. And this is why I'm excited to get the sea moth going, because the sea moth has its own air supply that lets you go in and out of it, and so it's so cool to have that. And I see a sea moth fragment right here, so that we're going to scan. And what does this give us? 1, 2 of 3. Okay. Pick this up. We hit tab right away.
It's the day of the crash. I don't know what the heck is happening. I'm scared and I'm not going outside. There are shadows in the water under the hatch, but I can't tell if they're rocks or aliens. And there's weird-looking caves nearby. The Aurora was carrying everything needed to build the phase gate. Mobile vehicle bays, bioreactors, propulsion cannons. It had a cinema. There was a zero-G gym. My cafe. I don't understand how we're here now. I don't know why no one's coming for me.
No one's alive to come to you, Ozzy. No one's alive. Except me, and I was too late. Okay, so this is a cute little thing here. And this will be kind of a spoiler. But if any of you haven't gotten this far in the game and you see these, this is what this is. This is a time capsule. When you complete the game, as you're lifting off of the planet, and I see another sea moth deal, we're going to go grab that. You can send an item or two into the future, the past, whatever, for the next survivor. So we're going to open that up and see what somebody else that played the game left behind for us. Let's get this out so we can get up there. It's a neat little deal because you can leave something silly, you can leave something helpful. We have no idea what somebody left behind, but this will be cute, and we'll see what some other player gave us as either an aid or something silly. Oh, look at that! In times of despair. So essentially, they gave us marble melon seeds and some water. So somebody was very kind to us and gave us that. And when we get to the end of the game, we will pay it forward to somebody else. So, okay, so I saw a sea moth fragment in the distance. At least I could have sworn I did. Hang on, let's go back over here because I saw it when we were in the pod here. We were talking about the time capsule. Right there. There it is. So this is going to give us the sea moth. But we'll need one other piece of equipment in order to build the sea moth.
New blueprint acquired.
Okay. We're going to head up and get some oxygen. Oh, hello, Reefy. Big boy. Okay. Now, I saw another piece of wreckage over here. And that's the other thing, like, see, the life pod's really close to this wreckage piece. So, we'll probably find some other items of interest over here. And this looks like maybe one of them. Scanner room. Okay, we'll get this. I don't know if we're going to build a scanner room. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It can be really helpful if you're having a hard time locating items. Hello. That wasn't very nice or necessary, but thank you for sharing that. Okay, so here's another sea moth. It's just going to give us titanium, another sea moth. So as you can see, the game is leading us to what we really need, and we need the sea moth. If we want to continue to explore, we need the sea moth. Okay. Now we can build a scanner room.
Blueprint acquired.
Hello. Alright, let's get out the Sea Glide here and let's head for topside. Okay. Let's take one last quick look and then we're going to head back to the habitat because I can see the radio flashing again. Like I said, sometimes it will lead you to where you need to be in your next deal. Now, in order to build the Sea Glide, here's another fragment. We'll go ahead and get these. When you have something and you scan it, it just turns it into titanium, as you can see. So, and there's all kinds of titanium fragments. We get a plethora of titanium in this game. So, sometimes you can actually go into these pieces of wreckage. There'll be doors to cut open, or there'll be breaches in the hall that you can enter.
30 seconds.
Okay, I hear you. All right. All right. Where's our habitat at? Let's go back to the habitat. So cool. We've gotten our first base established. I didn't. I don't think we made a beacon for it though. That's the problem with the base building, and why the beacons are so important, because it doesn't show you where it is. Now, if you build a moon pool and you leave a sea moth or another vessel behind, it will show you the vessel. So if you leave one at a base, but if you don't have anything at the base, it doesn't show you where they're at. So that's why I like the beacons, to help navigate and show me where the bases are. I mean, we'll be able to find it. We know we're just a couple of meters away. And so now we can now make plastic ingot, which takes lithium we have not found yet. We can make a wiring kit because we got enough. I don't know that we needed a wiring kit for anything. Propulsion cannon is something we'll need later. They kind of give you a little bit of a heads up with some of this stuff. So, but what we need to build is this. This is our next step. We need to build a mobile vehicle bay. That will also be kind of like what we saw with the sea moth. It will be parts of the wreckage. So, we'll have to hunt that down. So we either have to go searching for wreckage in some deeper water. There's something else we could do to help us with that. A little trick that we can try. I don't think there's much room in here. You know what? Yeah, we can. Let's get rid of like the copper. You know what? Let's get rid of these because those will be handy. And let's leave water behind. We can actually, once we get the habitat going a little better, we can start building some lockers over there, and then we can start, like, what I like to do is like to kind of sort out all the bits. So, you know, you'll have like a locker for titanium, a locker for gold, a locker for copper, and then when you go to make something, it's like you just go down and you grab what you need from each locker, and you kind of keep a warehouse of elements and things to do. But in the effort to keep these episodes a little shorter than normal, it's coming up on just about 40 minutes. I was going to try to keep them between 30 and 45. We're not going to read the radio message. We've got the Sea Glide. That's great. We're going to be able to move it around. Now the next deal is to build the sea moth. So in our next episode, we are going to hunt down whatever's going on in this next message. We're going to see if we can't find the fragments we need to build the mobile sea bay or the vehicle bay, and get the sea moth built. And that'll be kind of our first step to pushing further out. Maybe we can venture out to the island, or venture down into that cave that I showed you. We'll be able to go down 200 meters, and then we can use the Sea Glide to go further. We can kind of push at the envelope as to where we go. But I think if we're going to do anything, we'll get the sea moth built, and then maybe we'll go to the island. There's a lot of neat stuff there that will help us build our base bigger, be able to sustain ourselves a little better. Part of what the seeds are. So with that said, we're going to save our game, and we will pick this up on the next episode. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.